Who's got the whistly nose? I picked mine earlier, so I'm good to go. I fucking cleaned out the pipes. I'm good.
The bathroom. When you went to the bathroom before we left.
No, I think it was in the back room. I have no dignity. Like, none whatsoever. Okay. I just don't care. In reality, I do, but in the moment, I'm like, fuck it. Like, I need to get it out now. It was like a hard one on the wall. I had to like pick it out. It was starting to.
You caught me off.
It was starting to affect my fucking speech. I had to get it out of there.
Hello, right. Everybody.
Hey, everybody.
How's it going? So it's Dustin
and Amanda.
So, I feel like the Veggie Tales. You remember the beginning? Let me finish. Remember the beginning? They go, "Do we got a show for you?"
You know what? I've never heard of that.
Oh, really?
Remember that one time I said it when we were all high, and you guys were like, "Veggie Tales," and I was like,
What the
what
fuck
is
he
that?
talking about?
It just came out. So what are Veggie Tales?
So Veggie Tales is like they're literally vegetables and they have eyes and a mouth. They don't have any arms.
So they're cartoon characters that are vegetables.
Yes, and a lot of it has to do with the Bible. Like they actually do stories off the Bible, and it became very famous.
Oh.
Yeah, and so they do lessons and, morals of the story sort of thing. But cool. Yeah. That's pretty much
So why did you start with that then?
Well, we do have a story for you guys because holy shit, today was insane.
Yeah, we just got off work about an hour ago, and that was not my best shift.
I felt it though. I really felt it.
Yeah. I mean, I was wearing this merino wool / cashmere sweater, which was a great idea this morning when it was freezing. But of course, once you start moving, this little dude is checking me out in my bra.
Disclaimer, Amanda's in her bra right now because she's too hot.
I just can't with this sweater. It's just not cold enough outside. And then, of course, we have these rooms. Anyway, so I'm in my bra, and these guys are just being complete troopers about it. I'm sorry, guys. Seriously, I wouldn't want to see it. So.
You look hot. You're fine.
No. Anyway, so the whole day I was just like, I don't know, like my mood was off, and then I was feeling claustrophobic in this turtleneck, and I have nothing underneath it but a bra, so of course, had to suck it up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was just an off day for me. And Dustin was saying that he could see it. He literally could see things like not working out for me every step of the way.
It was like one thing would happen and then she would get over it because that's what you have to do, right? You get over it, you're fine. Then another thing would happen and then you could see her go, okay, I'm good. And then another thing would happen and then she was in the fucking back room and I had no idea where she was. She came out, she was fine again. And then two things would happen and you just could see her breaking down. And it was fucking hilarious because I felt it and I saw it, but I also, when you went on your half, it was like all downhill for me too. Like the moment you left, I had 2 customers come in.
Yeah, people were not happy today. Like people were not in good moods today.
The theme was impatience. People were just impatient. Yeah. That was what it was.
And it was shitting outside, like absolute pouring rain, like just shitting rain all day. And
you were nice enough to take the garbage out.
Yeah,
too,
I went and did the garbage run, got fucking soaked. But hey, I mean, actually, no, I wanted to. It's not like I felt like, oh, why do I have to do it? No, I wanted to get out of the store,
get fresh air. Yeah.
Yeah, it helped.
So we'll get back into this, but before we start, we just want to let you guys know, so for people who don't know, we do have an email now and we do have social media. So basically what we want to get from that is critiques. We want people to give us feedback, and then on top of that, give us stories and experiences that you guys have had at your workplace. And then we'll pick one and then we'll talk about it in our podcast and give you some tips, and we'll keep doing that for podcasts. If we don't get anything, we'll just do our regular thing, but that's kind of the down low for that. But anyway, our email is HCIFHY. So I'll say that one more time. HCIFHY@gmail.com. So it's the acronym for how can I fucking help you? That's basically our official name of the podcast. So anyway, you were going to say something. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think that we're going to eventually depend on people's stories because, we can only bring so much to the table here. And, we work in the same place. So, of course, different dynamics, different workplaces would have different experiences. So, yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about that part.
Yeah. And
hearing your guys' stories.
Exactly.
And questions and just experiences in general.
So
How should we kick this one off?
I just want to know what started it for you. Like, who was the first customer that just like...
I don't know. All I can remember is that one guy who I would love to just get into right now.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay,
because I was a part of it too a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so there's this one guy. I don't know his name. He comes in and he orders just a straight drip coffee. So, for people like that, we wouldn't ask your name. So we don't know his name. He always comes in. He never smiles. He's got a straight face. He just kind of wants to get in and out. Does not like small talk. Learned that the hard way once. And I can just read people's energy. So, today I wasn't exactly in the best mood either. So I just thought, hi. He told me what he wanted, and that was it. And I gave it to him. And then I guess usually I'm like, oh, do you want room for that? Or, and I know he doesn't want room, so I didn't ask him. And I just wanted to leave him alone today,
Yeah.
I just thought... maybe this is what he wants, and I get it. I'm that person, too. I don't like small talk most times. I really don't.
And on top of that, I was watching the whole thing. You were pretty nice, actually. I don't think...
Right.
You didn't... It wasn't like you were being rude or anything.
And there were a couple customers today that I was short with. I would apologize to them if I could remember who they were. But anyway, so this guy... So I put his coffee down. He gives me his payment or whatever. And he goes, well, thanks. You have a great day. And then he walks away. Like, he was... And I'm just like,
it was very sarcastic.
Oh, yeah. It was really aggressive.
Yeah.
And it was just like, so let me get this straight. When I usually try and talk to you, you're annoyed. And now when I don't talk to you, you're annoyed. I'm sorry. What am I supposed to do?
There's like,
you know what I mean? I
that?
don't know. Like, I don't understand these kinds of people. I don't. Because it's like they're not happy with anything you do, with whatever you do. And he was rude.
And so he said, what did he say again? He said, have a great day.
Like, oh, thanks. Have a great day.
And so when he said that, he left. And I thought to myself,
And you saw this all happening?
Yes. And I asked myself...
You were on the floor. You weren't behind the counter. So.
And I asked myself, I was like, this has never happened to me before with him. And so I'm just going to say it to him to acknowledge the fact... Like, just kind of give it back to him, but in a nice way. So I walked up to him as he was walking out. I was like, thank you, have a nice day. And what did he say? And as I said that, and it was really polite, he was like, oh, yeah, sure. And then he walked out the door. Yeah, like he did that sort of like, oh, yeah, I'm sure. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. So I think he just, like you said it, you hit it off the moment you said it. It was that he was miserable. He
is a miserable person.
Yeah.
There's no good mood, bad mood. He's like that every time. And I don't know. I guess today I gave him some ammo to be a smartass.
Yeah, exactly. And so, I mean, when someone's miserable, like, what do you do? Like, I don't understand. It's just something that you always just have to deal with in every certain like work environment.
Yeah, and you certainly don't want to be around these kinds of people. They don't make you feel good. They don't make you feel comfortable.
No, they don't. It's really shitty. One of the best ways that I've thought of like dealing with that sort of thing is really not saying much. But I mean, it happened to you and you weren't saying much. So it's just like, it's very frustrating.
It is, yeah.
People will always expect things from you sometimes. And I think for our listeners, it's going to happen. It just happens and you have to just learn how to move on.
Yeah.
And it's really shitty. But I just couldn't believe him. He was just so weird. We had a slow till actually today, and so
that was also the thing that was frustrating me today.
Oh, right, and that was like a consistent thing that
all day. Even Thelma was like, or one of our coworkers.
Thelma was upset. Yeah,
she was like, why is it so slow? And I'm like, I know. And then people are looking at me, and I'm like, yep, there's nothing I can do. I'm waiting for the till. Like, they're looking at me all frustrated. I'm just as frustrated as you.
Didn't that lady ask for a refund? Wasn't there a lady that asked for like or not a refill or something like that?
I don't remember, but why don't you talk about what happened to you today?
Well, we've talked about this before in our last podcast. One of the things that really frustrates me is if you're a regular and if you decide for whatever reason to just be completely rude to one of the workers that you frequently visit and you frequently see, and then you treat them shitty all of a sudden. It doesn't make sense to me. If you're a regular, it's a two-way street now. It's not just, oh, I'm just one person and then I can treat you badly if I don't agree with your customer service.
Yeah, right.
Like, there's a difference. Once you're a regular and you're starting to build a relationship, that's a two-way street. So the fact that she was impatient was really stressful, but this is what happened. So she got her drink, and now this lady isn't your typical like tall latte. She's basically like, I'm going to list it off. It's like a 1.5 shot. non-fat, no foam, extra hot. I don't get the 1.5 decaf latte.
Oh, and it's decaf.
Decaf. 1.5 decaf shot.
Come on.
And so, our coworkers is on the bar and she's making this drink, and I guess the decaf wasn't working. I got it to work. I fixed it so that she was able to use decaf again. And so I go around the till, and this customer that ordered that drink, that non-fat 1.5 decaf, she budged in line. So there was a lineup, and she just walked right in front of this guy, and she said, "I don't want my drink anymore. This wait is too long." And I said, "Oh, okay, well, how come? Like, what's going on?" And she said, "Well, they don't have decaf." And I looked at her strange, and I said, "No, we have decaf." And she said, "Well, your other worker said you don't." And I walked in the back. I asked, I think you were there. I was like, "Guys, do we have decaf?" And yeah, we do. And so I looked, and I was like, "Yeah, we do have decaf." And she just said, "No, I don't want to have it anyway. I don't want to have it because I've been waiting." So I was like, "Yeah, okay." But she was just being so impatient. I was like, "It's okay. We can get you the refund."
And I mean, at that point, I have to assume that it's more than just the drink. There's something else going on in your life.
Yeah.
And this is just something that you can take it out on and make a big deal out of nothing. Yeah.
So I just told her, I was like, literally, we can just do a refund. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I was just stating that we do have decaf. So anyway, I think she was looking for some sort of sympathy or empathy. I didn't give it to her. It's funny because I just ignored it. I was like, we can do this.
Well, we don't have time for your temper tantrum.
Yeah.
Honestly, we have enough people to deal with.
She's one of our older customers, which is really funny.
I know who you're talking about. And, it's like, it's too bad because it's now when she comes in,
I'm going to have different feelings.
Yeah.
Because she used to be moderately nice. I didn't like her drink because it was just unnecessary.
Yeah.
You can't get, for all of you other people out there that are listening right now, 1.5 does not work with our machines for any sort of coffee.
We can do it, but it's more work, and
it's wasting espresso.
It's wasting,
and also it just doesn't make sense because it's a guessing game at that point.
But
it's not an exact amount.
Are you sure it's decaf?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was the whole issue.
That really doesn't. Oh, right. You just said that. It really doesn't make sense if it's decaf.
Because she just wants maybe the flavor. So I don't know. I mean, it was just weird, and she. And now I look at her in a different way. So it's going to be, I want to make amends. So I want to try to make friends with her. But I just and also I forgot, she threw the card at me. So before she cut in line and she had her card.
So she got aggressive.
A refill card. And she just tossed it in front of me.
Jeez.
So anyway, that was that. And then right beside me, my other coworker was dealing with another old lady who was repeatedly saying, "You guys aren't fast enough. I have a meeting to go to." And the customer
she is so lucky that I wasn't there.
The other customer I was dealing with was also saying she had a meeting. It's like,
well, maybe make your coffee at home then.
Yeah, like why are all of you having meetings all of a sudden?
Well, but like that's not our problem. We're doing the best that we can. We have a job just like you have a job, and
like, do you expect
if your time is that precious and you need to be at your meeting, then maybe you should have planned something in advance and maybe come a little earlier or made your own fucking coffee.
It's not about you. It really isn't. It's you come in to get your coffee and we're going to be nice to you. Don't expect quick service. Although, sorry, go for it.
No, you go for it.
Well, although I really support the idea that efficiency is better than friendliness to a certain degree. And I really hence to a certain degree because friendliness does over trump efficiency sometimes. And that's what's so frustrating is we get taught that, just remember what our DM said, slow down. So it's like, okay, we'll do that, but then that's what we get. That's the answer.
You can't please everybody. My God.
Yeah, exactly.
You really can't.
What were you going to say? Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to touch on the woman who had the complicated drink.
Yeah.
We do have another customer who I've been getting a lot lately. She orders a grande chai tea latte, and then she asks for half coconut milk, half soy. That is irritating, and that is more work, but she's very sweet.
Right.
So we just do it, so it's like, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's all about your attitude. at the end of the day. I'm sorry. It's all about your attitude.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And if you do have an attitude, stick with it. Like if you think if like own it. Don't be like, oh, I wasn't like this, or oh, just own it. Say that you're mad, and then I'll get it. Or say that you had a bad day. Like own it. Don't like it just doesn't make sense, and that's what's very irritating about that. Yeah. I'm a complete circle type of person. I like to know a reason, and then I'm good.
Yeah,
like,
you would be surprised how far ownership and an apology can go. Like, hey, by the way, I'm sorry. I'm just off today. I'm not having a great day. Like, I will do that to people, and it's like, okay, it almost like reverses it. It's like, okay, she realizes how she's coming off or how she's being. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit of accountability goes a long way.
Yeah. So also and on another note too, there's sometimes you have people who are just really quiet, and then that's just who they are, or they don't talk as much. And then sometimes it's like, okay, that's the type of person they are. So they're not mad. They're just in their own thing. I get that a lot. I get a lot of customers like that. And to our listeners, you guys probably go through customers like that too, where you'll have this big 6'5" guy come in, not say a word to you, just say, yeah, and then out. Don't take it personally. They're like that. That's just the type of personality some people are. So just to finish that up. But anyway, yeah. So I don't know. The till was really of an issue. I don't know. They should have had someone in there today. But I mean, whatever. It's fine. I don't mind. Can
we just talk about for a moment how a lot of our customers are really quiet? And it's loud in there. Like, I literally sometimes have to be like, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. You're going to have to speak up. And I know it's hard for some people because they're soft-spoken and whatever, but, be aware of your surroundings. You're in a busy cafe. It's loud. There's music going. There's talking. There's so much going on. The oven's going off. People are yelling drinks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
should we play a bit? Like, let's do a bit. Like, you'll be you, and then I'll be the customer. So go.
Oh, no, I want to be the customer.
You want to be?
I have one in mind. Let me do her.
Hi, what can I get for you?
Hi.
Sorry?
Hi.
What was that? Sorry, can you speak up?
Can I have double smoked bacon?
Did you say double smoke bacon?
Bacon.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Anything else? All right, so that's going to be 5. What? Sorry? What are you talking about?
Peppermint mocha.
What size?
Peppermint mocha. Grande. And then I'll ask her name, and it's like CHER. No, really. And I feel like every time she walks up to the till, she's also dreading it. She's like, oh God, here we go again. I'm going to speak quietly. She's going to struggle to understand what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just like, honey, like, just fucking yell a little bit.
Or speak up. Like, it will be like that. And it's funny, too, because I go through that as well.
Do you know what I'm talking about? That girl, Cher. Her name is Cher. Oh, yeah, okay.
We can't say names.
We can't?
I don't think so. Can we?
Sorry. I think so.
Okay, we'll say it.
Whatever. You won't get
I really don't think that Cher's going to listen to this podcast. Anyway, she's just a student at one of the private schools around there.
I've never...
She's a sweet girl, but I mean, it's the same song and dance every time with her and I. It's the same song and dance. I struggle. I have to lean in. She looks uncomfortable. She sometimes looks like she's going to cry. I mean, I don't want to make her cry.
Did you get a hot chocolate? Is that what
she gets? The peppermint mocha and the double smoked bacon.
I get a lot of people who come in and they say, "Hi, can I get a hot chocolate?" And then it's like, yeah, sure. What size? I want to get a grande. and it's just like, what? Can you speak up? Oh, sorry, I wasn't talking good enough. Let me try again. It's like, why? I don't understand. What are you doing? So anyway, yes, So, and then also you can kind of assume, or like sometimes I assume that they're mad as well.
Right. The reason I brought this up, though, is because we have a lot of customers like this who are just quiet spoken. And maybe it's because English isn't their first language or whatever.
It's funny you bring that up because I almost thought that this one customer was really rude to me because of that.
Oh, really?
But I had to recheck myself and go, no, that's not the case. It could be a cultural thing. There's so many other reasons why someone could be quiet. It's not just because they could just be agitated with you. It could be so many things in terms of like not emotional things, but like logical things.
And I mean, this is where I believe you really need to practice patience.
Yeah,
of course. And that is something that I really need to work on. And I think I have. I've improved over the years.
You did pretty well. I think it was just at the end where it was like...
Sometimes my patience runs so thin.
Yeah. It was like
paper thin.
You were doing pretty well, and then you told everyone, you were like, I can't fucking take this, guys. And then
well, I even said to you today, I'm like, I don't have a lot of patience today.
Yeah.
And I said, I pity the fool who fucks with me because honestly, I'm gonna
I was
them
like,
a new one.
I pity the fool too.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know.
And so anyway, you know, it is what it is. I was not in a good mood today. And you know what? To be honest with you, I walk out of my shift not feeling good. I don't feel good about how I act. I don't feel good about how I came across to my fellow, you know, like I could tell one of our coworkers, Emily, she was like, you know, are you okay today? I'm like, well, not really. And I don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable. So I did apologize to everybody.
Well, the thing is, the good thing about you and I is that you can always know that that is mute to me. So I'm really good at just understanding, like, okay, whatever you're going through has nothing to do with me, and I'm just going to be there as a support system.
That's right.
And I don't need to ask you, like, oh, are you okay? And I know that. So that's the nice thing.
I love that. And
so it's a good thing that you know that for me. And
exactly.
So,
and that's,
I'm not saying that our coworker was wrong to ask you.
No, but and I wasn't annoyed by her at all.
No.
Because she only asked me once. It's when they keep asking and keep asking and keep asking. And it's like, okay.
You just had to do your thing. And honestly,
yeah,
like,
sometimes you just need space. And like you said the other day, even, you said, you know, sometimes I come in and I'm fine to do my job. I'm fine to work, but I don't want to do any of the extra stuff.
Yeah.
I just don't have the energy.
Yeah.
Or I don't feel like it. And that was me today.
Yeah.
I loved listening to you and Thelma and everybody laughing and talking. I love that. That never goes away. But I didn't want to participate because I just wasn't feeling it.
And that's why I was doing it.
But I still enjoyed it.
It was like I knew you were doing something, and I was like, you know what? I'm doing this for her, partly for her, and for myself, obviously, to just like give that to her as like, here, we're
give
good.
that space.
Yes, and I'm gonna.
I appreciate that.
Because could you imagine if we were negative too? Then you would have just been worse. It's like, no, we're a group, we're a family. We need to. If someone's like off, we have to lift them up, not bring them down, and that's really important, guys. Lesson of the day: lift them up, don't bring them down. And that's a cool thing we could talk about too.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, if you want to.
And I guess that's also a nice thing about working with people who are your friends.
Yeah, I mean, when it really comes down to it, and I'm gonna have to know this in the work environment if I go into a industry job, is that
not if, when
is that you have to lift people up, and you're going to deal with fuckers. And that could be a different story.
Mm-hmm.
You can deal with them in a different way. But overall, mostly people that you're going to meet, you have to lift them up. And if they have a bad day or a bad week or a bad month, you have to try to understand them. It doesn't matter how long it is because you know them already. You know that they're a good person. So why would you want to destroy that? So anyway, that's a good lesson to learn for people who are
for sure
in the industry or who are working.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter who you are. You're always going to have some, you know, everybody has bad days. It looks different for everybody, I'm sure, but there's just a day where you're off and you need to sort of, if it's not obvious to other people who maybe don't know you or know you well, you know, let them know what you need. Oh, I just need some space right now. Oh, I just need this or that.
Like a really good thing I did for a tip for people is I actually had a really bad time with a coworker of mine for the past 6 months. And it's something that I wasn't really vocal with other people about. I kind of said some things to others, but I think it was a two-way street and I would catch things that this person would do that was really hurtful. And, you know, I kind of treated her, you know, as such. And so like, it was kind of this back and forth thing that I never really communicated with anybody, but I was glad I did because it wasn't anybody else's worry to worry about that. And at the end of it, you know, she left and I kind of felt like this lift. And I learned some things about her at the end that I realized that was like, you know what? This was right and it came in full circle. And I was glad that it ended in that way. And I was talking to my other coworkers about it and they were like, move forward from this and go on because the things that happened are just proof of the type of character that you were dealing with. And so that's another thing, you know, if you have an issue with another coworker, do your best to keep it to yourself and to talk to one person. If you have anything that you want to talk about, it could be your mom, it could be your dad, it could be your boyfriend, girlfriend, etc., best friend. Just confine in one person. And when you do that, it alleviates that sort of like gossiping sort of thing that you want to do, because everyone wants to gossip, of course, but it gets rid of it because you're only confining in one person. And then you're not affecting anyone else around you. So that's really important to learn. And that was a big thing I learned these past 6 months because it was something, because, you know, I've never had someone that I've had to work with younger, before, and that was a huge thing that I learned. But anyway, yeah, that kind of sidetracked, but that's kind of the work environment less than the customer. But
yeah. And just on that note too, like I feel like I was kind of in the middle of that, because you would talk to me, and she would talk to me, and you know, you're my friend and she was my superior. It was kind of a difficult situation, but I just want to apologize to you, because when I spoke to you yesterday, I didn't mean to come off as gossipy. I just wanted to kind of give you like some constructive feedback, just in case for the future if you came across the same situation again. Yeah. Because I don't want you to you know, get a bad reference or come off in a way that you didn't mean to come off as. But I also didn't think that, of course, there are two sides to every story.
Well, it's kind of what you said.
She clearly wasn't showing, she wasn't telling me the shit that she was doing. Why would she?
It's just funny though.
She has that victim mentality, and it's sorry to cut you off again. She has that victim mentality, and it's really come clear to me now that she's gone. Yeah. Yes, that's right. I'm in my bra. Mm-hmm. And no, I don't want to get together later. He's looking at me like,
yum, yum, yum. No. Well, it's kind of what you said. It's about karma, and if I felt that I knew if I kept like straightforward and just kept moving forward, that something was going to happen, because I knew I wasn't doing anything wrong, and just hearing things at the end, it was just a real it was like I got a drop of clarity. It was because I didn't know where this person was at with me. I really didn't. And that kind of just finalized it. And I've just realized that, you know what, people, you're always going to get in an argument and fights, but you can make up, and that's great. But there's always going to be some people in your life that it's going to be really hard to get along with. And just going back to what I just said, find that one person to confine in, and don't let anyone else get into it, because if it's that serious, the one who's wrong, it'll eventually fall on their shoulders. So you need to just be patient and willing to just let it go and focus on one person to talk it about. But anyway,
and that's tough when you come across somebody that you work with, and for some reason you just don't mesh, you know, and you have to find a middle ground with each other and coexist.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something it's really beautiful, because I feel like I'm a different person than I was 6 months ago.
That's awesome. So in the end, even though it was kind of a negative experience while it lasted, you learned something from it, and you took something from it, and you grew from it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
And I think I was meant to experience that before I got into the industry.
Absolutely.
If you really think about it. So yeah, I believe things happen for a reason.
Oh, me too. That's my philosophy. Even bad things.
Yeah. So anyway, that was that. That went real in a different direction. I didn't expect it to go there, actually.
Yeah.
I feel good after saying that. Let it out. So anyway, I don't know. Is there any other customers that we've had to deal with today, or?
Let me think.
Just kept going. The thing that I think it was is that it was very loud. Like you said before, like it was loud, and that really frustrates me sometimes. Like when you're working and all you hear is like clanging and people talking. I feel like it's been getting a lot louder lately. Like we've been getting a lot more people. Does that sound correct, or maybe wrong? I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking differently, but that's something that's kind of interesting to me. I'm good with loud noises and stuff, but sometimes it just gets annoying because I can't hear people.
Our store is a very loud environment, especially in the mornings during the peak hour, the rush. You know, we have a good 2-hour peak in the mornings from 7:30 to 9:30 usually, and I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's like you can't please everybody.
No. So
Justin's here.
Justin's here.
Still here, yeah.
How are you?
He was trying hard not to laugh.
So hard.
Yeah, I could see his face almost ready to explode.
Do you have anything to share?
Yeah.
Customer service wise?
No.
Did you work today?
No. I haven't worked for the last 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's empty.
Yeah.
I mean, I could tell the tea lady story.
Oh, that would be that was intense.
Yeah.
I can't stand that. That's even worse than I've ever dealt with, to be honest. But
and those kinds of customers are probably the ones that most people deal with on a day-to-day basis, because you're literally serving them. Why don't you take it away, Justin?
Sure. Yeah.
Justin.
I think it's been told on the podcast that I work in a restaurant as a server. I can't really remember if we've mentioned that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
we
mentioned it in our first podcast.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it was just about a week ago. I was serving. It was like the early afternoon. I just had a few tables, and I see these two ladies walk in. But I was at another table, like talking to my customers, and they walk down and they sit in a seat in my section, and I see them, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go over there as soon as I'm finished with this table.
Yeah.
So they're sitting there for literally like 1 to 2 minutes. It was not a long wait or anything. I finished with the other table, and I'm going back to like punch in their order. And as I'm going back, I walk past this table, and the two ladies, so rude. They were just like, hey, like, are we going to get some service? Like, we've been waiting
For like 5 minutes.
for years. I was like, yeah, in a minute. Like, you literally just sat down. I'll be there when I get there. I understand that people, maybe if you're in a hurry, but if you're in a hurry, don't go to a restaurant.
Don't go to a restaurant.
You know that this is how restaurants work.
And
You
right
have
off
to
the
wait.
bat there, your relationship with them has begun, and it's begun on a really,
The first thing that they said.
it hasn't started well.
Subway
Yeah.
sells soups. Subway sells soups. Can't we just go? Am I allowed to say Subway?
Yeah.
Okay,
course.
Subway sells soup. Go there. It takes like 5 minutes. You're good to go. You don't need this gourmet soup from a restaurant just to satisfy your
the
needs.
clam chowder at your restaurant is so good.
Speaking of
I
that,
need
it
to
is
go
very
back and get
good,
another
yeah.
bowl of that.
Should we go there today?
We could. And fuck, no, I don't want to go to my work. It's my day off.
We could go there today if you guys want to.
Anyway,
we'll
we
see.
can talk about that later.
I think we should.
Why do you want to go so bad? Are you hungry?
I want to just hang out with you guys.
Oh, I want to hang out with you guys too.
All right, so keep going. Sorry, I interrupt. I interrupt all the time.
So do I. It's a
Guys,
bad
just
habit.
punch me if I keep interrupting. I can take it.
I have like major ADD, so I get distracted really easily.
Yeah.
So, interrupt me, and it's okay.
Yeah.
There's more content there.
I hate when I interrupt people. I think it's so rude, but I do it all the time.
I love it about you, though. Honestly,
Like every time I do it, I'm like, oh, I hate myself.
You don't do it as much as I think you do. You do it enough where it's always entertaining. That's why I love it. So I don't think you do it a lot.
Sorry, Justin.
Yeah,
sorry.
how dare you guys?
Are we?
Yeah.
This is ironic. We're interrupting him again. Keep
my
going.
God.
Sorry.
This is our show.
So,
Our show. Ours.
Your show that
Yeah.
I put together as the producer. Okay, so I'm gonna fucking finish the story.
do it.
All right. So already, like Amanda was saying, like there's no hope for this table. I know that I'm not gonna get tipped. I'm not gonna try to impress them or anything. I'm just gonna get through it. I'm not gonna do anything special. So they tell me essentially to hurry up. So I finish what I'm doing with my other table. I really take my time because they don't deserve to have me there right away. And when I get there, I start taking their order. The one lady, she asks for a soup. And so I pull up my pad and I'm writing it down. And then because it's like such a simple order, the other lady was like, sort of like scoffing, like, oh, I can't believe he's so inexperienced that he has to write down such a simple order.
That's so rude.
It's so fucking...
And can I just add one thing in? If you're going to give a server or somebody who's helping you in the customer service industry, if you're going to give them a hard time, don't expect them to hurry up and try better. The opposite is going to happen.
Always.
The opposite is going to happen. Like that's
Guaranteed.
straight up.
Yeah.
That's it.
We're also people who we are also customers.
You've made us feel awful now, and why would we go out of our way for you? Why would we try harder when you've had no patience with us? Sorry,
Yeah.
Justin, go on.
Yeah, no, like, I know that... Did you just...
Thanks, Justin.
Justin.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome. When you gotta go, you gotta go. Go.
Yeah.
I agree. I know everybody has this notion that the customer is always right, but
Oh, hell no.
no, they're not. We have all the
Actually,
power.
they're usually wrong.
They're almost always wrong.
Because they've never been they haven't worked. They don't know what it's like.
Yeah. Respect your servers.
I'm glad to be in this industry so much, because the working industry so much, because now I realize, like, okay, when I go to Starbucks, I'm not going to be a dick. I'm actually going to be nice. Although one thing, go for it. I have another story that I need to tell.
Oh my God,
so
I'm
go.
excited.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll plow through this.
No, don't. Just, yeah.
No, take your time. Yeah.
Okay.
We got all day.
I mean, we have about an hour and a half.
We got all day, baby banana.
Baby banana.
Baby banana.
See, I told you I have ADD. I don't remember where I left off now.
Sorry,
soup.
Oh yeah, so she was scoffing about your.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh, and by the way,
Yeah.
she's lucky you didn't spit in her soup. That's the thing.
Oh my God. I'm
No,
not
people
saying,
do that all the time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. When we have all the power, if you're rude to us, we will shit in your
don't-
meal.
Exactly. Like, don't screw with people who are handling your food
Oh my God.
and drink.
Not saying I haven't done that before.
Me neither.
But
I've rubbed a couple on my butt before. A couple scones.
Yeah.
yeah,
Warmed it up between the cheeks.
it's disgusting.
Can I get that warmed up? Yep. I'm on it.
Yep. Add some flavor with the fart.
Yeah, that's right. I'm in my bra. brother.
Everybody keeps
Woo!
looking.
All right. Okay. Sorry, Justin.
Okay, so she was scoffing.
This is madness.
And I see this and I'm like, okay, this is like pushing it right over the limit. I'm like, it already started out bad. And the fact that you're scoffing because I'm new to serving. I don't know how long your order is going to be. I'm going to write down everything because it helps me. It helps me serve you faster.
Exactly.
And get the food to you. So I'm sorry.
And get
Yeah.
accuracy. Don't you want accuracy in your order? Like,
Yeah,
I don't know why people
exactly.
why they would even do that.
No.
It's amazing. Okay, so anyway, we plowed through that, and I asked the lady that scoffed, I was like, okay, so now what would you like? And she asks for a tea, which is fine. And I'm like, okay, anything else? And she's just like, thank you. Like, totally
So basically,
disregards.
a tea and a soup. You'd think that they were starving and they were going to order this big meal, but no, they were so impatient for a tea and a soup. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Maybe they were going through menopause.
Probably. Oh, yeah, I think they probably were. They were both pretty old. Well, the one was pretty old. Yeah. So, yes, I bring their order in right away. I bring the tea over right away, just so they can't complain anymore. And then all I can do now is wait for the food. There's no way that I can make the food go faster. It's out of my hands. I've given it to the kitchen. It's just how busy the kitchen is and how if they're understaffed or if they, yeah, it's all on them now. So about 10 minutes goes by, and I'm standing in the back section of the restaurant, but more to the right. And these two ladies were kind of in the middle, but the left. Why are you looking at me, Dustin?
Your neck is so red.
Why is... Really?
Is it itchy?
I feel like this happens. Maybe it's because it's warm in here.
Sorry, guys. Anyway, keep going.
Distractions. So, yes, I'm standing in the back to the right, and they're like sort of in the middle and the left. And so she doesn't shout at me, but she like raises her voice in a restaurant, which is a little bit like...
She does it so that she makes sure that you hear her.
Yeah, but I mean...
Rude.
That is rude. It's rude to me, and it's rude to the rest of the restaurant.
The patrons.
Yeah, it's not all about you. You can wait until I am close to your table and just like flag me down, and then I'll come talk to you. And she says, is it almost ready? Like, is it coming? I think she said, is it coming? Or how much longer? And in that moment, I was like, hey, this is too much. I can't believe they're being this rude. And I could have responded really quickly and been like, you're being really rude. Like, you can leave.
I would have been like, just so you know, there's a Tim Hortons across the street. They serve soup and fucking tea. Bye.
Exactly.
Bye.
Yeah, if you're in a rush, then fuck off.
Exactly. Yeah.
Bitch. Sorry.
So I take a couple seconds. I don't say anything. And then I'm just thinking, like, am I going to be professional or am I just going to just let this ruin my day? And I just decide to bury it all. And I said, yeah, it's coming.
How did it feel after?
Yeah, because
After I said that?
they didn't get the better of you. So you must have felt good at the end of that. Well, you haven't finished the story yet. Sorry.
Okay.
Well, I
don't
can't
know.
remember how it ended.
I guess I felt, yeah, I've told this story before, but this is more for the
You've
podcast.
told us, yeah, but I can't remember now how it ended.
I mean, I guess I felt better because, yeah, I didn't let them make me mad. I guess I was more mature in the situation, but I was still kind of pissed.
Oh yeah.
Of course, yeah. That's also something really interesting to talk about is you just did decide to do that. And I think it's really good. I mean, to be able to hold your tongue and there is a time to do that, which is really great. And that's what I like about being above someone is to just ignore them and move on. I mean, really, if it comes down to it, that's kind of the basic, the most basic thing you could do is to just not respond back.
Yeah, don't give them that pleasure.
It's just having to say, yeah, we'll get it right back for you. Or like, yeah, we're getting it. Or to try to be nice is where gets really fake and not authentic. So.
Yeah. Oh, I was not authentic. I I definitely buried my emotions there.
Yeah.
So how did it end, Justin?
So yeah, we're almost to the end. I think it was another 5 minutes later. So they've been waiting 15 minutes, which, like, I guess that's a little bit of a long time to wait for soup. But I went back into the kitchen and they had like a really big order before theirs. So first come, first serve. Like that order needs to go through and then they're next. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't realize in restaurants, that it's not like as soon as you order, it's 10 minutes after that. It depends how busy the kitchen is and things like that.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys have heard that saying, but they say the longer your food takes, the better it's going to taste.
Oh, really?
I've never heard that.
Yeah,
I
because
like
they're
that.
putting more effort into it.
Yeah.
Whereas
Right,
if it
yeah.
comes out, it's like, okay, well, they just microwaved that right up.
Art takes time.
Yeah, that's actually a good way to put it. I've never thought of it like that before, honestly. Huh.
I always kind of I'm like, oh, that came a little too fast. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely know what you mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, 5 minutes later, they just stand up and it seems like they're about to leave. And so I kind of expected this. I was like, they're gonna be rude, so they're not gonna appreciate the work that's going into this. And so I'm like standing near their table when they're doing that, and I'm just like, "Are you guys leaving?" And they were like, "Yeah, it's taken fucking 30 minutes for a soup. Like, this is unbelievable." And I'm just like, "Okay, bye."
What do you do?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
like,
that was
what would you like from me?
Yeah. Good for you, though, honestly.
Yeah, good for you for not losing your shit.
Fuck, I know.
Yeah. I don't know if I would have been able to last.
No, me too. I mean, starting off that rude and then ending up walking out after you've ordered, not paying, and just being a pain in the ass the whole time that you were there.
Wasted their
Wasting food, wasting time.
time. Yeah, who had the soup?
I don't know. It probably got thrown out.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Wow.
I know. You had a story, Dustin.
Oh yeah.
Well, be patient, guys. Just that's the moral of that story.
Yeah.
If you're a customer, it's okay to wait. I mean,
But you should kind of expect that. If you're going to take your
Expect
time and
it.
you're going to go into a restaurant, you know, you're going to carve out a good hour and a half of your time. You know what I mean? You can't unless you go to a fast food restaurant.
Yeah, I was gonna
Even in a
say.
fast food restaurant, there's waits. Have you ever been to
Yeah.
a McDonald's? My God,
Yeah,
I've
or-
waited at McDonald's for a while.
yeah, or even easier, just go into a place and have no expectations. Just go in, don't have a time. Just go in and try to enjoy yourself and just go through the motions. Like,
Right.
stop trying to think like you have to get something at a certain time. It just doesn't make sense.
Well, life doesn't work like that.
No.
No matter where you are. So if you have these high expectations, then, you know, either you need to change something, like maybe, I don't know, make your own meals if you're that, you know, if your time is that precious.
Going back to my story, it's okay. So first of all, the thing that really bothered me was this customer works at the same place that we work at, that me
this
and
one.
Amanda work at.
Just a different
So-
location.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
A different
So
location, exactly.
she should know better. First of all,
Because she knows how things work. Mind you, she may have been from a slow store, but even nonetheless,
Yeah.
every store has had a rush at some point or another. And she should, I
so
agree.
we
She
have
should known.
teas, and they're hot. They're always hot. We have a selective few that are cold.
Cold. Mm-hmm.
So that's just how it is. A lot of them are hot. There's a selective few that are cold. That's not one way or the other. Now there's a thing called a tea latte. So all that is it's tea, half tea, and then the rest steamed milk
With a syrup,
with the syrup.
sometimes.
And that can also be hot, and it can also be cold.
Mm-hmm.
So this customer ordered an iced tea latte, so which was half tea, half milk, and not steamed, not hot. And so luckily we had that cold tea. That's one of the options. And so she was getting it down, and then she persisted that we steeped hot tea and then add cold milk and ice to it.
So basically to get the exact same
Flavor.
result.
Yeah.
Yep. And it would have just taken up more time. And
Yeah.
did you say there was a lineup?
Well, this is what happened. So we went back and forth, and I said, it's the exact same tea. And of course, she pulls well, we do it at our store trick. And I said, well, we don't do it here. We use that tea. It's a lot quicker, and
It's the same bloody thing.
You know how that girl on Jeopardy, like throws her hand out to try to like show the letters. I felt like that. Like I thrusted my hand toward the giant lineup that was behind her to show her that we have a lot of people that we need to get done.
Yeah, if you could not be so difficult for just today.
And just be aware of your surroundings. Like, oh my God. Anyway, so she looked and she then just was like, fine, it's okay. Like, oh, you're missing out on steeped tea that already is cold. Like, it just doesn't make sense. So anyway, that really put me off my edge today. Because it just, if you work in the industry or in the same field as someone else, remember how it's like remember the things you don't like and the things you like, because they're actually probably the same as the other person working in the same spot as you are. I mean, some people are a little bit different, I get that, but they're basically the same pet peeves. So when you are in the customer's position, remember to treat them the way you would want to be treated. I mean, that's the golden rule that we have told since day one.
Yep.
Since being on this fucking planet. But I don't know, just it is a real good rule.
Yeah, and honestly, it's situations like that where I'm just I shake my head. I don't understand. I don't understand why somebody feels like they need to be that specific and that difficult.
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't understand. Anyway, but that literally happens on a regular basis.
Yeah, it's something that just, well, you know what, honestly, I don't think it happens as often, which is a good thing.
No, I meant like it happens to everybody on a regular basis.
Oh,
there
right,
are these types of pains in the asses that we have that are all over the city, all over the world.
Right. Oh, okay. You're talking about other customers.
Oh, yeah. I just
right.
mean in general, like these things happen every day. Why? I have no idea. I would love to figure it out.
Some people think it's karma. Other people think it's luck. I mean, you never know what it is, really.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I get into my own head thinking it's karma, but sometimes I just go, it could just be that it's just, there are people like that and they're meant to just strengthen you in your life.
I was just going to say, like a test.
Yeah, almost like that.
Yeah.
So we're going to wrap it up, guys. So I think basically that was awesome. We did a huge cover over everything. Just want to remind you guys what our email is. So our email is HCIFHY. It kind of rhymes, which is cool, at gmail.com. HCIFHY at gmail.com. So that's basically it for this podcast. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, guys.
We're going to be coming out with more soon, so hopefully you guys are going to stick around. Thank you.
And hopefully eventually we will have input from you guys.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, for sure.
And also we're going to have people, guests that are going to be able to come from
that's
other
gonna be
workplaces.
fun.
Not just
ours,
mine,
yeah.
Amanda and I, but also other places, which is going to be really cool. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Have a great fucking day.